I sent an audition tape, just shot one scene, Bob in the studio, and I was doing Marvel at the time. And there was another scene where he was playing the guitar and singing. I was like, well, I better not do that because that's going to make sure they don't give me the job.
Bob Marley 1 left his theaters on February 14th. Overall, how was the experience for you portraying Bob Marley in a full-length film?
It was pretty extraordinary.
Yeah.
From the beginning to now, really, it's been a life-changing way, in a way, you know. And I guess what I mean when I say that is, I got to learn who Bob was,
Mhm.
what he stood for, his experience, you know, as a child and growing up, and as a man through spending time with his friends and family. And I read all the books, and then I really put them aside and listened to what the people who knew him had to say. And it was very special.
Absolutely. And I understand when you're preparing to play Bob Marley, it was a challenge for you. So what was the most difficult thing you had to do in order to prepare for the role?
Lots of different, I think it was it wasn't one thing, I guess. It was more the amount of things. I'm not a musician, so there was the guitar, there was the singing, it was understanding all of the music and the meaning of the music, how he created music, the history, the culture. It was trying to figure out a way to get as much as possible as I could into each day, and then trusting that we had the right amount of time. And there were lots of challenges.
And can you talk a little bit about the process of being cast to play Bob Marley? I understand that Ziggy Marley talked to you, right?
I sent an audition tape, just shot one scene, Bob in the studio, and I was doing Marvel at the time. And there was another scene where he was playing the guitar and singing. I was like, well, I better not do that because that's going to make sure they don't give me the job. And I just asked the camera to come in really close because I was huge. I was 96 kilos. And then I sent the tape, and then they called me and said that Ziggy and Cedella and everyone had seen it and they wanted to meet me. And I remember thinking, what the So I got on a plane within a week or so. I was at Ziggy's house and went to watch some football with his boys and just started getting to know each other.
Of course. Yeah, that's awesome. And then, watching this film, you obviously learn a lot about Bob Marley and how much he's meant to the people of Jamaica and really just the music world. But was there anything you learned about Bob Marley that you didn't know before landing the role?
Yeah, I think everything I learned about Bob was new.
Yeah.
Everything was new information. I didn't really know anything at all. I didn't even know there was a shooting. I knew he was mixed. I knew he was mixed.
Yeah.
I knew he was mixed. I knew his dad was white. I knew he was Jamaican. I knew he wrote amazing songs, but that's about it. I really didn't know anything at all. The thing that stuck with me most is his extraordinary work ethic and how much music meant to him. It wasn't just something that he did; it was something that he lived for, and he put everything into it. And what it cost him and what it took to arrive at that message of universal peace and love and humanity, like coming together and togetherness. What I learned was that didn't come for free and it wasn't easy. He went on a journey to get there, and that journey was tough at times. And that Bob was a man from the ghetto, and he found music and he found God and he found spirituality and he found football. And that's where he felt safe, and that's where he felt, where he could be himself. And he was a tough gun, and he was a skip, and he was a general, and he was a rude boy, but he was also a poet and a gentle, kind, humble human being as well. So finding a way to nuance that and make sure all of as many, colors of him, like truthful colors, we could get into the movie was was uh was a challenge, but it was a lot of fun too, and an education.
Definitely. I totally agree with that. Well, Kingsley, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Congratulations on the movie and continued success to you. Bob Marley, One Love hits theaters on February 14th. We obviously know this is about Bob Marley's life. So how would you best describe this film?
Somebody said that it's a love letter to his family, a love letter to Bob's legacy. Yeah, I think I hope it's a continuation of what Bob had started. His message, the message of his music. We were fortunate beneficiaries of his music, of his lyrics. And, it felt like the film is unwrapping that gift and trying to peek behind the curtain. I like to describe it as a VIP ticket into the creation of his music and the performance of those songs and the meaning behind the message of those songs. And if we were able to achieve that, then I think we've done something right.
And what's great about this film is the entire Marley family helped produce this film. So what was it like to work with them throughout the entire production process?
It was wonderful. Ziggy's like a big brother. He calls me, what does he say? 3 strikes. 3 strikes. Yeah. I love it. We get along, which is great. It's not always the case. And we just hit it off. We hit it off as he's a lover of films. He likes action movies, actually, which is great.
Yeah.
So he was loving when we were doing the action and all that stuff. That was fun for him. But what a supporter, just a supporter of me as the director of the film, wanting me to succeed, wanting us all to succeed. Just that the spiritual sort of spine of the movie. I felt like I had Bob, with me all the time, and it was wonderful. And then Cedella, and Rita, and I know Cedella was involved in costumes and hair and makeup. Like, those things are important. They're so important because they're so specific to who they were and what they represent, and getting that right. Any false note and you're out of the movie. And so we had wonderful support throughout this process. And Steven, with his music, his voice, his vocals, his presence was so important. So yeah, it was vital to us in making the film, to the cast, to the crew. It made our production design better. It made our wardrobe design better because it was specific. It wasn't just like, oh, let's go to Jamaica. It was like, no. Let's dig deep. Let's get it right. It's not just the colors of the flag, let's go beyond that. Let's go beyond the tropes and the stereotypes. Let's get the meaning of what we're trying to do here. This isn't, this is something to take seriously.
Absolutely. And speaking of the cast, Kingsley Ben-Adir plays Bob Marley. What impressed you the most about Kingsley portraying Bob?
Man, his work ethic. I mean, what he had to do to show up as Bob every day was not easy. Not easy at all. Like a feat of a lifetime. Really, one of those dare to take on this role type moments. And he never let off the gas. Once he entered Bob land, he never came back. And it was wonderful to see somebody go to the depths of their, to the edge, right to the edge, and take us there, and be a leader, in that way. But we had a brilliant cast, Lashana Lynch, Michael Ward, James Norton, Michael Gandolfini, Hector Lewis, David Kerr, so much talent, that helped supported our cast. We had real musicians. So when we were doing musical scenes, those are real musicians playing, also aspiring actors. So it was a great balance for our leads to be in that environment. Real Jamaicans playing real Jamaicans. It was important. It was important to surround our cast with real Jamaicans and real patois. Not the yeah man patois. We wanted to go in there and be raw and be real and be authentic. And I think we did that.
You certainly did. Well, Ronaldo, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and continued success to you.